Good morning and happy Saturday. Eddie here, Life by EJ. I'm driving home from work currently, but I wanted to make this video before I got home and shower and went to bed. Just got off a 12-hour shift. This video that I'm recording today is going to kind of go hand in hand with the video I recorded last time about men's mental health and how as men, our mental health actually matters despite what the Matrix says, despite what these naysayers say. Men, your mental health matters, and I will continue to take that up because it is God honest truth, and it's really just, it's disturbing that, you know, men continue to take their lives. 2 men on average a minute take their life. So it's really unacceptable. But I'm going to go into the mental side of things from a relationship aspect. And for me, this has become one of my pillars, if you will. Like I talked about in one of my prior videos, that I have the pillars, if you remember the diagram and whatnot. That the first one was communication and respect, and this one today we're going to talk about is the mental and emotional openness and availability, because that I have had to realize over time is extremely important as far as a relationship. As men, we're expected and required to provide a safe haven for our person's mental and emotional health, and unfortunately a lot of times it does not get reciprocated. And I've seen way too many relationships where the relationship is eroded, if not completely collapsed, over the man opening up to his partner. And it's really shameful. And I actually argued this with my therapist during my last therapy session, that I had mentioned that in relationships that, you know, as men, we're expected to provide this safe haven for her to feel validated and secure from an emotional and mental standpoint. But yet when we ask for it, we're basically told that it doesn't matter, that it's not a priority for them, or when we do it, it completely erodes and deteriorates and eventually kills the relationship amongst whatever else is included in there. And, you know, from personal experience, I haven't experienced the ability to be mentally and emotionally open with my person, and I look back on it, it's really shameful. And, you know, for me, if I'm not getting something, I'm not giving it back. And you know, from a personal accountability standpoint, I shouldn't be doing that. I should, no matter what, always, you know, stick to my guns, stick to my ground, and let that speak for itself, instead of playing the tit for tat, because in all actuality, most of the time that really doesn't get you anywhere. So I'll admit, in prior relationships, I failed from that. So I'm, you know, like I said, I'm not here, my content is not about, you know, I'm this guru on, you know, relationships or life or whatever. I'm not even close. I'm just a regular guy. But my therapist told me, and I've heard this from a couple other people, that I've lived a lot of life within 33 years, and I've been fortunate to have had a wide array of experience, whether good, bad, or indifferent. So we're here to share it. And all I can say is, fellas, and you kings out there, whether you're young kings, you're old kings, you know, you deserve to have a partner that allows you to open up mentally and emotionally, especially mentally, because again, men's mental health matters. I can't stress it enough. And that should be a non-negotiable, or as I call them, pillar in a relationship, that you build your relationship upon that. And of course, especially if you do provide the safe haven for her to have that, then you should rightfully expect, if not demand it. So there is that. Expect it, demand it. Do not settle for less. And if you're in a relationship currently, especially you young folk out there, to where your partner is not mentally and emotionally allowing you to be open and true, then you need to have a hard talk with that person and be like, hey, this needs to drastically change. If not, then chances are that's not your person. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way, and I don't want somebody out there in the YouTube universe to go through what I went through, especially the young adults out there that are entering into the real world and are going to experience these things. Take it from an older guy. You know, I can't say that I'm wicked old by any means. You know, I'm 33, but as someone who has experienced this and has experienced how adverse it can be, you know, start off on the right foot while you are in your late teens, early 20s going through life. Demand that emotional and mental openness. Demand that haven for you to where you can be open about it and to where it's not eroding the relationship. And if it does, then that person does not love you unconditionally. That's just the God honest truth. And going back to the whole unconditional love, it's no matter how hard things get, no matter how bad things get, how good things, whatever, that person is choosing you no matter what. And this is a big one where, you know, you do open up mentally and you say what's on your mind. And that's a big one where, you know, they get to choose, like, hey, you know what? He trusts me enough, or she trusts me enough to where she can get this off her, or he can get this off her chest. And while I'm speaking mostly for the men here, because the men experience this way more than the women do, just the God honest truth. And if you want to disagree with me, you got the comment sections to go ahead and disagree with me. But men experience this way more, to where, you know, we think we trust our partners in this area, and then come to find out that no, it blows up in our face. And next thing you know, we're in a completely eroded relationship where it's not the same. I mean, other than a person, you know, a loss of life, you know, a death in the family or somebody close to you, then and you're not getting that haven, then it's something that needs to seriously be addressed. Or if you are like me and you don't have a person in your life yet, you need to establish that right off the rip and say, hey, this is what I need. This is a non-negotiable. This is a pillar of what I need in a relationship in order to commit. So that will conclude this video. If you like, you know, if you've been liking what I've been dishing out here or creating and speaking on, especially you men out there in the YouTube universe, like, subscribe, share, and let's get this out there, because I know that there are men out there that need to hear this message, and they need to really reconfigure their idea of a relationship and have the strength and the courage to say, hey, I need to be emotionally and mentally able to be open with my partner in this arena, because my mental health, my emotional health matters. So that's all I got. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, I'm out. Become unstoppable.